How y'all doing today? This is Tom Greywolf, and I haven't made a video in quite a while. I haven't put one on YouTube in quite a while, but I'm sincerely tired of hearing veterans talk about how Republicans are on their side, and it's just I'm done. I can't keep my mouth shut anymore. So let's just take a tally of the bills to help Americans that were blocked by Republicans while Obama was in office. Just regular Americans, not even just veterans. The Jobs Act, to put more than 200 million U.S. workers back to work, building roads, repairing old roads, bridges, sewers, other infrastructure, blocked by Republicans 56 times. Tax on companies that ship jobs overseas. A bill that would have eliminated a tax break that companies get when they ship jobs overseas. Republicans blocked it 6 times, allowing companies to keep the tax break they receive when they ship jobs to other countries. And it still hasn't changed under Trump. Of course not. Why would it? Political ad disclosure. It would have required all donors to political campaigns to reveal themselves. Republicans blocked this, not once, but 3 times. Why? Because they don't want you to know where their money's coming from. Like Mitch McConnell doesn't want you to know that he's taken millions of dollars from Russian oligarchs and the Russian mob. Yeah. Subpoena power for the committee investigating the BP oil spill. I know it's old news now, but come on, let's be real. Republicans attempted to block subpoena power of the independent committee responsible for investigating BP's role in the oil spill. Small Business Jobs Act will give local community banks access to billions of dollars for loans to small businesses. Republicans blocked it. Then attempted to block it a second time, and luckily it failed. But they still tried to block it. The DREAM Act. Of course. Yeah. Oh, God, we can't help an immigrant. Newsflash. Unless you're American Indian, you're an immigrant. Unless you're a Native American, an indigenous American, however you want to say it, you're an immigrant, whether you like it or not. Benefits for homeless veterans, shot down. The Affordable Care Act. Oh, I don't even want to go into the Affordable Care Act. Which, by the way, for you rednecks that don't seem to understand the difference between the ACA and Obamacare, they're the same thing, stupid. Trump Care doesn't exist. Trump Care doesn't exist. And if you think it exists, please go back to school, because you're ignorant and uneducated. Health care for 9/11 first responders who got sick from being at ground zero. You know, because Republicans are so patriotic. Would provide billions of dollars in health care to 9/11 first responders who were at ground zero and are now sick, dying from cancers. Republicans blocked it. Then it came back, and they cut it some more under Trump. The jobs bill offsets payroll tax for 1 year for companies that hire new employees, or people receiving, or employees, new employees for people who are receiving unemployment insurance. Blocked. It finally passed, but Republicans blocked it twice. Wall Street reform. They tried to block it 3 times. And then under Trump, they're trying to get rid of it again. Pay attention. Stop watching Fox News. I should say Fox Entertainment, and stop listening to Carlson and Hannity. They're idiots. Rush Limbaugh, anybody who thinks Rush Limbaugh is anything other than a hack, you're really not that bright. American Recovery and Reinvestment Act pumped billions of dollars into state and local governments to prevent them from sinking into a second depression during the recession that was caused by George W. Bush and the Republicans. Opposed by Republicans. Now they want to take credit. They want to take credit for the recession going away and the successes that have happened, which they had absolutely nothing to do with. They shot down oil spill liability, raises the liability on what companies can be made to pay to clean up after an oil spill. Republicans blocked it successfully. Immigration reform, blocked it. I'm not even going to go into the rest of it. They talk about all this money that they want to give to soldiers, yet 3 years in a row they blocked basic pay raise for the military. Right? That's all branches. The Republicans have held the United States hostage, and in turn the world. The power they possess is in the majority of the Senate right now. Remember civics class? It takes both houses to ratify a bill to make it law. So every time the President Obama put forward a bill to help get the U.S. out of the stuff that Bush and the Republicans got us into, they scrapped it. Mostly because they don't want taxes raised on the top 1% of rich douchebags. And they didn't like having a black president. Let's be honest. So they would rather tank the U.S. economy than tax their rich friends or pass a bill put forward by a black president. And of course now we got the giant orange Cheeto. And he's about as bright as a burned out light bulb. The cost of the Iraq war alone, as of now, a war entered on lies by George W. Bush and Dick Cheney, is now at $11 trillion of the deficit. Think about that. $11 trillion of this deficit, which was pretty bad as it was, caused by the Bush administration and the Iraq war, which we entered on a lie. 4,500 U.S. troops dead on a lie by Republicans. Not counting suicides. That doesn't even count suicides. 33,000, 20% of which are serious brain and spinal injuries, wounded in Iraq on Republican lies. Support our troops is only a marketing gimmick. It's only a marketing gimmick to conservative lawmakers. That's all it is. It's a gimmick. They wrap themselves in the flag while they turn their backs on actual troops and veterans. Republicans killed the following bills, and I want you to pay attention because everything I'm telling you, you can look it up. Don't listen to these right-wing conservative conspiracy nutbags. Look this stuff up yourself. It's not that hard. H.R. 466, Wounded Veteran Job Security Act. This bill would actually provide job security for veterans who are receiving medical treatment for injuries suffered while fighting in defense of their country. It would prohibit employers from terminating employees who miss work while receiving treatment for a service-related disability. Like my god-awful knees. Shot down by Republicans. H.R. 1168, Veterans Retraining Act. This bill would provide for the assistance to help veterans who are currently unemployed with their expenses while retraining for the current job market so that you don't lose your house, you don't lose your car. Killed by Republicans. Veterans Health and Benefits for Military Retirement Pay Restoration Act of 2014. Written by Bernie Sanders, which, although I'm a liberal Democrat, I'm not really a Bernie Sanders fan. There's some things I like that he has, but I'm not really one of his biggest fans. But, written by Bernie Sanders, God forbid, to expand health care and education to returning veterans guys coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan. Voted against by Mitch McConnell and 41 out of 45 Senate Republicans. Look it up. Veterans Health and Benefits and Military Retirement Pay Restoration Act of 2014. They killed it. You know, since they're so pro-veteran. H.R. 1171. Homeless Veterans Reintegration Program and Reauthorization. This bill would reauthorize programs in support of homeless veterans to assist them with job training, counseling, placement services. Shot down by the Republican Senate. H.R. 1172, requiring a list on VA websites of organizations providing scholarships for veterans. Shot down. H.R. 1293, Disabled Veterans Home Improvement and Structural Alteration Grant. Here's another bill in support of those who have fought for their country. Passed the House Democrats. Understand that. Passed the House Democrats and blocked from becoming law by Republicans in the Senate. 100% of Democrats voted for this bill. It would have helped people out like my brother, who's a disabled vet. I'm disabled, but I'm not so disabled that I need a ramp because I'm in a wheelchair. Homeless Women Veterans and Homeless Veterans with Children Act proposed to expand assistance for homeless women, veterans, and homeless veterans with children. This was a bipartisan bill to help homeless veterans with kids. However, the bill was promptly killed by Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell, under filibuster in the U.S. Senate. You know, because he's such a great patriot. Why Kentucky still continues to vote for this turtle-looking moron, I have no idea. He is anti-American, and he's nothing but a traitor taking money from Russia. Just like a certain person I know in the White House right now. Senate Bill 1982, S-1982, was killed by Senate Republicans. This bill would have affected 22 million veterans and their benefits. The vote was 56 Democrats, all Democrats, and 41 Republicans voted nay. Voted nay. With supporters falling four votes short of the 60 that they needed to win. Senator Jerry Moran of Kansas and Dean Heller of Nevada were the only Republicans voting to keep the legislation alive. Every other Republican shot it down. All 56 Democrats voted for it. But you know, Democrats are anti-veteran. Only Republicans are pro-veteran. I urge you to look these things up that I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Look them up. Feel free. I'm going to tell you where to look them up at, too. The Blue Water Navy Vietnam Veterans Act would extend eligibility for disability compensation and health care to Blue Water Navy veterans as Vietnam veterans who were exposed to Agent Orange during Vietnam, causing respiratory cancer, Parkinson's disease, heart disease. Shot down by Republicans in the Senate. It absolutely amazes me. And their whole reasoning for it, this was done in June. The whole reason for it was they cited cost concerns and insufficient scientific evidence after giving millionaires a tax break. Yeah. 2019 Republican budget cuts veterans' benefits. The budget cuts $59 billion in mandatory spending on veterans' benefits over the next 10 years. Approximately 86% of mandatory spending for veterans is for compensation benefits to 4.9 million veterans and more than 400,000 survivors, and pension benefits for almost 470,000 veterans and their survivors. The rest is for readjustment benefits to veterans, that kind of stuff. Education, vocational rehabilitation assistance. But you know, they're such patriots. Yes, they are. Now, I want you to go ahead. All you guys that are going to listen to this, and you're going to want to post remarks, tell me how Republicans are so patriotic and on veterans' side. Now, if you look at everything I posted, my facts are verifiable. Not some made-up crap from Rush Limbaugh, Hannity, Fox Entertainment, the CATO Institute, or any conservative radio show host. Prove me wrong. I'll wait. You can try. Prove me wrong. Okay, now I told you there's places that you can look all this stuff up, and there is. And this stuff is verifiable. You can actually see where each one of your representatives voted in the House or in the Senate. You can look them all up. Okay? www.uscis.gov/e-verify, www.bls.gov, www.bjs.gov, www.senate.gov, the best one, www.govtrack.us. You want to see what the big orange blob is doing? There's another one you can go to too. www.archives.gov/laws/presidential-records. And don't forget the .html. Yeah. Then, of course, there's the Freedom of Information Act, which is www.foia.gov. So come on now. Refute me with my facts. I dare you. I dare you. And please, don't give me nothing from some conservative website, some blog, nothing from Fox News, nothing from Hannity, nothing from that other idiot, Carlson. Okay? If you're going to come at me, come with me with verifiable facts. Not conspiracy theory junk. Okay? And please, oh God, please. Nothing from that old InfoWars nutbag. Like, seriously. They need to put him in a straitjacket and lock him up somewhere. Like, forever. What it comes down to is this. And I understand I'm not the prettiest guy in the world. I'm an old soldier. And sometimes I can be abrasive. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to spit out garbage. And I'm not going to tell you something that I don't know, that I haven't studied, that I haven't looked at for a fact. You veterans out there, you soldiers out there who still continue to vote Republican, I urge you to look this stuff up for yourself so that you know the facts and you know the truth. And stop listening to the propaganda of this giant orange Cheeto who was nothing but a coward who dodged a draft with some fake bone spurs. He's a coward and he's a traitor. Oh, and Donald Trump, since you like to sue people so much, come sue me. Come sue me, you bitch. Immigrants are bad. Immigrants are only bad when they come over as a rich man's whore. Y'all have a good one. And you soldiers that are still on duty, stay safe. Bless y'all.